Hey guys, it's Luge, and as we get closer to Spellbreak's release and the hype behind the game is starting to build up, I wanted to give you 5 quick tips to be ahead of the competition when Spellbreak is officially released. So without further ado, let's jump into it, and let's make it quick. Tip number 5. Every gauntlet besides lightning, which is Conduit, is a projectile. Instead of a regular FPS game where usually you would shoot where your bullet is going to land, this game requires you to predict where your opponent will move next, and to shoot either a little bit above, below, to the left, to the right, wherever. You're pretty much going to aim wherever your target is moving. The Spellbreak's combat is heavily inspired by Quake, so it might be worth your while to boot the game up and practice a little bit. Tip number 4 is sensitivity. Spellbreak sensitivity is a little bit different than other FPS games. I would recommend starting off with an X and Y axis of around 12 to 18 to see what feels comfortable for you. Your zoom axis will mainly be for your frost shots, which I usually keep around 18, but everyone's different, and definitely experiment with what works for you. Tip number 3. Play through the different gauntlets and see what fits your kind of playstyle. Every gauntlet in Spellbreak has a unique and different playstyle. The cool thing is you can use 2 different gauntlets for your combos and sorts, so I would definitely recommend going into tutorial and seriously seeing which gauntlet appeals to you the most and stick with it. I don't see much of an advantage switching between gauntlets every other game. I feel like you'd be wasting time and you wouldn't be focusing on something that would be good for you. Learn your class and stick with it. Maybe throw some different offhands in there to see what you like best. Tip number 2, do some research. This is a silly tip, but it's important to say the least. There is a lot of combos in Spellbreak that can help you improve your game. Understanding combos, more so movement and all that. I'm gonna put some content creators below that I would recommend that you check in the description. Tip number 1 is patience. Patience is a big part of Spellbreak. Since it's a new game with new concepts, it does take some time to get used and understand combat mechanics. You will not be the best player overnight, so that's something to always keep in mind. While you build new muscle memories and strategies, always try to be patient and understand what you did wrong and where you can improve. It's a learning process. Treat it like one. And those are the top 5 tips I would recommend to new players in Spellbreak. If you enjoyed, toss a like, toss a subscribe. And yeah, till next time guys.